This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred, and I'm joined by heavyweight Nick Webb over Zoom. Nick, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. Bit tired on a Wednesday evening. Been training hard, so yeah, I'm good though.
Well, it's good to hear that. Obviously, you are good. I imagine you're training hard now because finally you have a fight date. You have a fight
Yeah.
facing Erik Pfeifer on the Whyte-Povetkin 2 card on March 27th. Nick, just firstly, how much relief is it to know you've got a date to work towards now and a chance to get back into the ring?
Well, that's what we as fighters train for. So to train hard and now have a date ready. So perfect. Exactly what I wanted.
How have you found this past year or so with the pandemic and not being able to get out and trying to keep yourself motivated, knowing a chance would eventually present itself?
Yeah, at first it was like it's really bad and the whole world is shut down. So at first it was like, what is what it is. Just go and have a good time, eat what you want, relax, and take a little time out of boxing. But after a week, I was like, oh, this is boring. Yeah, and then I was back training, and then when the gyms were back open, yeah, it was good to be able to be back training. But it's been tough, as in the not knowing is the toughest. Not knowing if you're going to fight, if you're not knowing if you're going to get a fight. So now I've got a date. Great.
Got a date, you've got an opponent, and you've got something to work towards. Like we say, Nick, Erik Pfeifer. Many will probably remember him over here in the UK. He was meant to face Daniel Dubois. Must have been just over a year or so ago now. Just kind of how long have you known about this fight with Erik, and how long have you been negotiating it?
Yeah, didn't really negotiate. They offered us what the deal was, and we took it. I think we've known for about 5 weeks, something like that. So yeah, so I've been training for this for a while. So it's all good.
So you mentioned there you've known at least for around about 5 weeks. Do you know why it's taken up until today for an announcement to come out on the fight?
No, not really. We was a bit wondering why they didn't announce it, but we just went on as the fight we thought was already made because we signed contracts and stuff. So we knew the fight was happening. So all good.
So other than the obvious fact that the Pfeifer fight was offered to you, and it may well have been one of very few fights offered to you because of a pandemic and few shows being on, why did you accept it? Why do you believe this is the right test for you at this stage of your career?
I just they offered us a fight, which I would have took anybody. They gave us a good bit of notice. So if they give us a bit of notice, I'll fight anyone. And I looked at him and I thought, you know what, he's made for me. So let's have it.
Touch on that for me, Nick. You said he's made for you. Erik, a very kind of decorated amateur background, still kind of waiting to set the world alight in the professional ranks. But from your knowledge, what do you know about him? What are you expecting from him?
Like I said, like you just said, he was a good amateur. I'd look at his amateur career. Very good amateur. I watched him as a pro. I'm not too impressed. He hasn't got anything that I don't think I can handle. So I think anything he's got, I've got something for it. So that's why I think I'm not worried by him.
So how do you expect this fight to play out when the pair of you are in the ring on March 27th? How are you expecting the fight to go?
Well, that I'll win. No other expectations than that. You don't know until you get in there because they've never been in with me and I've never been in with them. So as soon as we start touching up, throwing shots, then you will know from then on.
Is this a fight, Nick, because it's been so long you've been able to get out? Same with Erik, to be fair, he hasn't fought since a similar time when you last fought. You will have to kind of work around maybe some initial ring rust. Are you expecting that, or how do you think, or what do you think about it?
I don't believe it's gonna bother me too much, to be honest. I think been putting in the work in sparring, been putting in the work in training. The last time I fought was Ultimate Boxer, but before then I had like over a year out as well. So And before that, I was coming off, a knockout loss, and then I came back and won 3 fights in one night. So I believe that ring rust would do nothing.
Nick, I've seen a few people since the fight was announced suggesting this could be a much more difficult fight for you than what maybe you imagine yourself. One of those, I saw Dave Allen comment on the Instagram post that Matchroom put out. It's a tricky fight for you. Just your thoughts on what others think, and your thoughts on kind of the challenge that Pfeifer will possess and bring to you.
I don't really pay attention to what anyone else says. Just what me and my team think is what matters. So it doesn't matter, Obviously, like we said, he's a good amateur. So he's not no bum. He's a good fighter. So I'm not saying the fight's going to be easy at all, but it's going to be a good fight, and I'm ready to get the win.
Do you feel the pressure at all, Nick, to not just win, but to win in kind of a stunning fashion? Because it's been so long since you was at last able to fight, with slots on current shows being so few and far between. Do you feel the pressure to impress, to make sure when the next opportunity arises, you're one of the first names at the top of the list?
I'm always looking to impress. I believe I'm an exciting fighter, and I'm there for the crowd. So I don't feel any pressure to impress. I think my style is an impressive style to watch.
I don't know whether I've just kind of overlooked it, but so far I don't think I've been able to see how many rounds is the bout between the pair of you?
It's a 10-rounder.
So for you yourself, then, going into a 10-round bout, how nice will that be to be able to get out there for, if it was to go kind of into the latter rounds, how nice will it be to be able to get back out there for that duration of time?
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be just another bow to the string that I can show what I can show that I can do.
And obviously, just whilst I've got you, Nick, just want to get your thoughts on a few other fights. Obviously, on that card, Fabio Wardley, Eric Molina, your thoughts?
I think Fabio wins, and he wins with a great win, with a good stoppage.
Another one I want to get your thoughts on, the Whyte-Povetkin 2 headline fight for your card. Again, just your thoughts this time round. How does it play out?
I think this time Dylan won't be looking to sort of play about after he's, hurt him. He'll be hurting him, and then he'll stay on him and finish him that way, because he was too dangerous to let back in the fight last time.
And Nick, there's a lot of kind of talk around a potential Joe-Joyce and Alexander Usyk fight. Kind of not sure where things stand with that at the minute, but your thoughts if that one was to go ahead?
I think Joe-Joyce too big, too strong, too fit. He just keep coming for 10, 12 rounds. He won't stop.
And Nick, just final couple of things. Your bout, do you stop Erik Pfeifer?
I believe so. We don't get paid for overtime.
Do you have a round in mind?
Nah, when it comes, it comes.
And then final thing, I just wanted to ask you about, Nick, some sad news in the boxing world a couple of days ago. Unfortunately, marvelous Marvin Hagler passing away. Just your thoughts and your reaction to that.
That's really sad for me, because I got to spend a few days with him. Me and Scott Wirtz, my manager, we took him. We got asked to look after him and take him to some events and stuff like that. And yeah, I really got on well with him, and he was very supportive to my boxing career. And yeah, he's a very tough man in that ring, and we've lost a great. So hearing that sad news saddened me, because I looked at him as a friend, and he was a great man. I found him like a true gentleman.
Nick, that's brilliantly put there, and we will leave that as it is. I'll leave you now to enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, man.
Speaking to Boxing Social.
Wicked.